Hi, everyone. How are we feeling? It's Sunday night. Thank you all so much for being here on a Sunday night. This is so exciting for us. In fact, I'm a little nervous. Woo, we're on the big stage. The lights are heavy. But yeah, we have Netta here with us.
Hi.
Who's excited to see Netta?
Hey guys. Wow, I'm so shy at this. I like did it once, like this like staged interview, like we're on stage, and it's always weird because like it's like an intimate conversation between you and me, and then like a world is watching.
Fully, everyone's here.
But I want for it to feel like it's a conversation with you as well. So be free to ask anything when it's appropriate.
What's really special about this is Netta and I have actually met before on Zoom, but tonight is our first time meeting in person, which was so exciting because, again, we're all in this Zoom world. And, of course, you're here in New York because you're getting ready to play a show.
Exactly.
This week. How are you feeling about that? Let's dive in with that.
I am very, very, very nervous. I've never performed here in New York, like for open crowds, and it's unreal to do it, unreal to see the Bowery Ballroom sold out. It's really, really,
yeah,
really great.
Who's going to that show, by the way? Show of hands. We have some people going to the show.
Yes. Yay!
I mean, I heard you in the van talking backstage preparation. You're going into rehearsals. What goes in to prepare to a show like this? Again, performing in New York for the first time.
It's working with teams, working in English, working around the clock to create a show that would fit here. It's working in the U.S. It's different and it's exciting, and I have new challenges, and it's like kind of starting over. When I have obviously I have my core of fans in Israel and some of them in Europe, and coming here is fresh. I was walking just for fun yesterday in the Times Square, and,
which is a commitment. Yep.
And I was in the line for Shake Shack,
as one must,
and as one does. And then the cashier, she like asked me, "Hey, you're that girl from TikTok?" And I was like, "No, did this just happen?" And then it happened like a few times more. Like, I like your work. Hey, you're Netta. I like your. It's like, for so many people, I am a victory. I am a happy memory. For people here, I am nothing but an artist, which is so refreshing, because always you have to ask yourself, because the emotion that I bring in people where I come from is complicated and it's complex, because it was people falling in love with the image and toy, and people are being so involved in like the competition and me winning. And for people in the U.S., it's different. They experience the music, and that's the most authentic crowd and fans that I could ever dream of. And for the some who like me, they like me, and it's like it's a start, and it's a dream, and I am honored and excited.
I mean, that's beautiful. We're so excited for you. And again, just knowing you and how imaginative you are, I know this show is going to be incredible. And, playing shows on a global level, on a global stage in so many cities, so many countries, what do you think is the biggest difference with the U.S. shows that you want to change from maybe before when you play in other places?
There's something that is very intimate about my shows here. I'm gonna stand here on stages with 3 musicians. It's not gonna be cameras and tons of lights and dancers. There's gonna be, me being me doing the best show that I could ever imagine. It's me standing with my machines and playing music, being this core of energy that feeds off your energy and back. This is like no how do you call that? Whatever, you said it. I didn't
Already
hear it,
engaged
but
audience, look at that.
you understand me. So yeah, there is nothing between us, and this is why it's exciting to be in these shows. It's to be there first. It's to be there with me when it's starting to happen, and this is what is so exciting for me about it.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so Netta, fill in the sentence here. When people leave my show, I hope they feel blank.
Fun. I hope they feel inspired. I hope they feel that they want to do something that will make other people happy. The most exciting thing about what I do is you give so much energy out, and you get it immediately back. It's like a cycle, and I just there's no drug that equals to see something that excites you. We are so fed up with the stuff on our phone that we see and we hear. Everything is filtered. Everything is so available. And when something is happening and it's organic and it's in front of you and you are a part of it, nothing can be compared to that. It's having something real. It's giving other people something real. It's getting something real. And this is why I think nothing beats making music.
Yeah.
And performing. This is what it means for me.
And Netta, your stage presence too is so it's larger than life. It fills the room. I'm curious, have you always felt this like confident performer? How did your confidence grow over the years as you've developed in your career?
When I was about 14 years old or 15, I was walking down the street, and I heard a phrase about my friend. I had like very beautiful friends in high school, and there was a phrase that I was hearing people calling them. She's a head turner. And when one day I was in the airport with my mom, and she said, "Netta, people are looking at you. Cover yourself," or something like. And from that moment, I realized that I was a head turner. That that people are, people are. There's I cannot explain. There is something about being so confident about who you are in your skin, and being like an artist that experiences life in like in a very, very festive way, that it draws attention. Like, it's very fun to see it, because right here and now I am not very known in the US. So I am walking in the street and I have all these, like, my clothing.
Which this cape needs a moment as well.
Thank you. It's like, actually, it's two skirts.
What?
It's two maxi skirts.
Well,
Look, I'm gonna show.
A head turner, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Yes! I am so impressed, Netta.
It's 2 maxi skirts.
Okay, I need to get
I
more
went
creative with
into
my
like a clothing store and I took them both and I said, okay.
Done.
Like nothing long is pretty on me. I like to show my legs a lot. It's like it makes me longer. So where was I? In the head turner. So I was walking down the street in New York, and there was like 3 ladies behind me, and there's just 3 old ladies, and I was like, I don't know, I just like the general style of it. Something about it, it just it's amazing to see how when you say star quality, and this is how you know you have it. It's like it gives me confidence, like to know that I have no other choice than to do what I do.
Yeah.
Like I can't run away from this. For a long, long time, I tried to run away from it was very clear to everyone that I need to be a singer, that I need to be singing. Singing helped me survive bullying because I was obviously peculiar and fat and very different from other people, and people were teasing a lot. Where when kids label you, it kind of sticks. So singing helped me. Like, everyone is pretty, but Netta, she can sing. So it helped me go through my high school and my not preschool, like
your elementary school.
my elementary school years. This is the vocabulary. Okay, so when I finished high school, I realized I am making the strategy for me to make friends is to sing first and then draw them in.
Okay.
And this made me to not rely and to not love the person that I am. People wouldn't be friends with me or wouldn't like me if I wasn't singing. So I took a year off singing because I needed to choose. It was when I was 18. I needed to learn to love myself for who I am, and I needed to choose music not as a defense mechanism. I needed to choose it as a life, as a love, as something that I do out of passion and not something that I do to survive.
Wow.
And this was very important for me.
What was that moment?
And every time I need to do it again.
You have to re-choose it.
Yes.
Has there been a moment? Well, I'm curious. Let's go back. When was the moment that you were like, okay, I'm done fighting this. I'm committing. What did you have that moment? And then on the opposite of that, now, when was the moment where you had to re-up and be like, okay, I really do love this?
At COVID, when everything stopped, it gave me a minute to rethink. Like, music is the most unreliable profession that you can ever choose. No mother is happy. Really, no mother is like my mother. I'm almost 30. She is so worried. No, she supports me and she knows that she's the best. Her and my dad, but
yeah, they're.
But
parents,
she,
they're
it's one day you're on top of the world and one day you're not. The feeling that I have in a studio when I create something is beyond compare. It heals me and it helps me heal other people. And when I did Cuckoo in COVID, this was one of the. I still hear back from people on what it made them feel when everything was closed up.
Mm.
And
what's the most common feeling that people remark about it?
That they're not alone. Like, I was speaking about something that is so wide. Like, what happens when you're supposed to be happy and you're not? What happens when you check in all the boxes and nothing is happening? Like, people were locked with their families, and what happened when you're with your family and you're not happy? It's like it's okay not to be happy. But happiness is not what people. It's not it's not always what is advertised to us.
For sure. And it's not always what you think. Right?
Yes.
You have to experience
yes,
it.
It's not always what you think, and you're never sure. I was promised happiness, and then I didn't know what to compare it to. I didn't know what it is. I was asking myself, am I happy? And for me to know that so many people feel this way, it helped me. And
you know, it's tough too, Netta. It's interesting. Even for me, it's like you think you get to this next level and you're like, I'm going to make it, whatever make it means. Or once I get a little bit further, I'm going to make it. So it's interesting to even hear you say that. And thank you for your vulnerability, because again, going back to 2018, we were talking about, you won Eurovision, which is like one of the most amazing things. And like, I just think it's powerful to know that all of us are on this journey that's going to ebb and flow. And again, you're still finding out during those times what it is that you love about music, going back to the very basic of it.
Exactly.
And actually, this is a special program too, because we're not following any rules. I haven't even looked at my notes yet, I don't think. So I did prep this, and I do have some things.
We have chemistry, Emily. It's a nice thing to say. Really, listen, Emily is one of the most. I was so excited to hear that she's doing this today. We had this like Zoom interview in COVID together with my very neurotic director for CEO and Basa Sababa and all these like amazing videos that we did together. And she handled it so good, and he was so stressed, and it was amazing. So it's a nice moment to say that.
Oh, thank you, Netta. You know what's funny about that is afterwards my producers was like, was this footage actually an hour and a half long, or was this just extra recorded? I was like, oh no, we talked for a full hour and a half on Zoom. I was like, sorry about that. I was like, we're probably gonna have to cut a bit of that out, but that's okay. So I did lose all my memory cards after that, and but that's okay. Let's take a little pause right now, because the song you were just discussing, you are actually going to play it for us right now with those nails. You're going to play it for us right now, right?
Exactly. This is
tell us a little bit.
I didn't get to play it a lot. This is a music box, like a full-on music box, the one that you turn with the little dancer inside.
Oh yeah.
So this is a real one, built, custom made, especially for Cuckoo, playing the song. It has a mechanism inside it. It's like ancient. It's so old that you have to punch holes for it to play the melody. So it accompanies me when I sing the song. It's a very, very special work, and I wanted it to feel as intimate as it can get in COVID. So we're doing it.
All right.
Okay.
Netta.
Thank you.
Oh my God, you're still going.
Thank you.
Netta, that's beautiful and also so original. I don't think I've ever seen that done before. Is that something that we can expect from the New York show? Is that some of the things you're incorporating?
Maybe. I like to think outside the box. But seriously, I really work very, very hard to really step out of my comfort zone. Up until that moment, I was doing everything electronic, doing everything I was choosing auto tune, and people were raising their eyebrows on does she really sing? Can she really sing? And I decided to take that and I said, okay, I'm gonna sing, and if I sing, then I must be the most vulnerable and the most like exposed. I don't want to show off. I want to, I want to show off who I am. I want to show what hurts me, and I want to show you who I am. So Cuckoo is basically, it's who I am, and it's not being afraid to speak up, and not being afraid to say the truth, even when it's uncomfortable and inconvenient, and it's a brave reminder for myself.
We know a lot about Netta as an artist, like you said, and you're sharing your lyrics. I'm curious about Netta as a person. When you go home at night, when do you feel the most like yourself, the most at peace?
When I am eating. Do you know what is manachama?
No, I don't.
It's ready. It's like instant noodles.
Oh.
Like when I'm having that with my besties, this is our guilty pleasure. Then that's when I feel most comfortable.
Honestly, same.
Like there's nothing like processed food for me as comfort. Fkat marak. Sorry.
With your best friends, if you think about how they would describe you, what 3 words do you think that they'd use?
Messy. Happy. Aw, thank you. And sensitive.
I love that. I think that's where the vulnerability also shines through with the songwriting.
I cannot hide my emotions. I basically cry a lot. I cry like every round hour. Like every time it's like.
When was the last time you cried? Did you cry today?
I cried yesterday. Today's a good day.
I'll cry with you backstage. Okay, after this.
Wow. Yeah, but it could be from the stupidest things. My suitcase didn't open. My suitcase did not open, and I was so frustrated. It's like it was building up, and I have my nails, and they're also
fire,
like a big love of mine, and they're also like a professional demand. So you have to do them, and they limit you as a person in all sorts of ways. And you don't feel like a normal person. It's like you cannot, like, for example, in the ATM machine, you can get the card in, but you can't get it out. It's like you cannot get it out. There's no grip. And when you sit in the car, when you try to open the window, then that doesn't work. So you can open it, but you can't close it. You can push, but you cannot drag.
No, I was telling Netta I got my nails done yesterday for her, but I forgot that you also can't text. I feel like every time I'm like trying my thumbs, it's like,
I can text. I can text.
I've only had mine for a day. I got to get back into it, but you really have to give it.
I use the pillows. I do this.
Like typing like this.
Tack. Do this.
Speaking of nails.
Yeah.
Do you love your nails, Netta?
I love my nails. I love my nails.
Because you have a new song. We've heard the song. We've heard the teaser of the song, yeah. You're also going to perform that for us.
I am. I'm afraid I am.
Should we perform it now? Do you want to do the second one? Do you want to wait?
Let's do that.
Let's do
that.
it.
Okay, I'm gonna invite.
I'm gonna invite a brand new song.
It's a brand new song, and I'm gonna invite Avshalom up here.
Boom. Yeah.
I want to say something about Avshalom today. He is my my accompanied guitar player, but every day Avshalom is my partner in crime, which means Avshalom wrote the song with me, and Avshalom have produced this song. Avshalom has been with me from moment one, and this is like the first time we're really sharing the stage together.
Really? Oh wow, this is.
No, it is. By the way, I did the styling. I dressed him myself.
He looks good.
Right? It matches. Seriously, I thought about that for a really long time. What would work? And he's like a diva. He's demanding. Okay, so Nails is a song that I wrote after I got my heart broken this year, which always brings magnificent songs. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it delivers and it gives. It gives. So, someone didn't love me back like I loved him. And rejection is always something difficult. And I found after having like a good 3 years of being very, very confident in who I was, I felt again so small and insecure and like nothing. And my nails is a beautiful metaphor of me doing something for me and not for someone else. It's me for me. And this is I love my nails.
Wow.
Okay, let's do it.
Yo, this is special because that song is not out yet. So we just got a private, whole private concert. That's so powerful and you know what? Nails love you back. It's like we love that.
They love you
love them
back.
and they love you back.
They do.
It's such a powerful song. Again, thank you guys so much for performing that because the meaning behind it. And it's so interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I fully relate to that. I am going through, about a year ago, I went through a really bad breakup and I felt very similar where, your confidence is lost and you find these little ways to take it back. I'm curious for someone who's maybe on day one of their breakup, what advice would you give to them now being a little bit out?
It's not you.
I wish I could drop this mic.
No. It's not you.
Mm. Mm.
No, I'm not gonna cry. No.
We were having a good day. Now I'm gonna cry too. Drop the curtain.
No. But really, it sounds like, it sounds very, very silly, but nails as a thing, as a cultural thing, has been perceived as something that is done by weak. It was a sign of a weak population, and right now it's it's owned by the strongest women, and it's like it, it glorifies femininity in an unapologetic way. And I love the way that they I love to express myself through them, and they became a little percussion instrument.
Yeah.
I learned how to play with them, and they are a joy, and my pride. Really?
Are these the nails you're gonna have for your show?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know, and I may change them. But they have these all sorts of fruit in them. I don't know if you can see, but here's like oranges and lemons and strawberries. And like I'm 6 years old. I'm 6. But it's so cute and fun, and it's so playful, and you can feel classy. When you have them, you're jeweled immediately, and also you're dependent on people. For example, I can't open a can of anything,
You're so right.
and like it's like you are giving opportunity for people to help you. You inviting them in, right? Oh, excuse me, can you open this can for me? And conversation starter.
Oh my God! See, that's why everyone needs nails. Okay, you guys have to get them.
People feel vital, and I love asking for help. It's fun. It's fun. I also love helping. I can't do it helping with the nails, but I want to. I always look like I'm helping.
The intention. We have some fan
Moral
questions,
support.
But before we get into that, speaking of hands, I just wanted to acknowledge this because Ned and I were talking about stage, and I thought Backstage. I thought this was a beautiful story. Again, I don't think I've looked at a single note that I wrote, but you talked about the ring that you had on your hands, and it's a really special ring. And as we were acknowledging your nails and your ring, I just thought this was a really special story to share. It's a little piece of your grandmother that you keep with you.
Backstage. I told about this ring, which means a lot for me, and also when we are doing like the nail video now, I want to dedicate it to my grandmother. When I was 12 years old, my grandmother passed away, and she was one of the coolest human beings that walked this earth. She was a CEO of a tire factory.
Is that what the song is based off of? Is she the inspiration?
She influenced so much for me. She was an obese woman. She was telling dirty jokes all of the time. She was very artsy. She knew how to paint. She knew how to play every instrument existing. And none of my family is musical. Not my mom or my dad or my uncles, but she knew. She had a musical way of playing anything, from forks in the kitchen to like magical instruments she brought from her travels in the world. She had this accordion that she would play with. She was like she was such a diva, and I took after her in so many ways. And I don't just look like her. I feel her spirit accompanying me. She was the first woman that taught me to keep my head up and to stay proud. When she died, she was she was like me. She was messy and sloppy and like a big bowl of joy. And she left all her her belongings, her rings, and she left like 6 rings. Her daughter took 3, and all our 3 granddaughters, each and every one took one when she got married. And when I went to Eurovision, I asked for mine before I got married. and because I needed her with me. And there are 2 diamonds left out because she was such a messy, just didn't care about anything. She didn't care about possessions. So my grandfather said that when I find my true love, he will make the ring whole, and he would put back the diamonds that are missing.
Aw,
So,
beautiful.
so that's that.
If she could see you now and see where you are and see your career, what do you think that she would say to you?
Isn't it amazing when somebody dies? Like, she died almost 20 years ago, and I still cry. She's so alive. Like, some people are so alive after their leave. I believe she would be very happy.
I know she's proud. I know she's so proud. And Netta, thank you for sharing that story with us, truly. We have some fan questions too.
Yes.
And I'm sorry I've made you cry.
Again.
We have,
No, seriously.
I'm gonna be sobbing in a minute, but we have some fan questions that I want to get to before we run out of time. So again, are you all still hanging with us? How are we feeling? Everyone feeling good? Okay, let's dive in. Question number 1. Netta, what was your childhood dream, and do you feel like you achieved it?
My childhood dream. When I was a kid, I was always picturing myself a performer, a singer. I would like. I loved Beyonce and Christina Aguilera. I loved her. And when I imagined myself on stages, I've always imagined myself a star, and I imagined myself thin. I imagined myself like having the star kind of body. And I think that dream it came true in such a magnificent way, because I dreamed about being something else. I dream about being somebody else, and I stayed me doing that, that's big.
And that leads into our next question too, which everyone, great questions. You mentioned choosing music for love and not as a defense mechanism. Obviously, making your own music and releasing it leaves you open to criticism. Do you ever feel afraid to be vulnerable in public with your music, and how do you overcome that? That's a great question.
It is a great question. I think that there's no other choice. Everything is already out. If you're trying to hide something, people feel that. And I feel that I am not honest. And for me to feel not honest, then there's no thrill about that. I get excited by telling the truth. I get excited by dealing with it. What fun is it to keep like a front of something that is not you?
Yeah.
I like to challenge myself and my fans with difficult questions. I am very, very influenced by Rosalia, and she is she's have released her new album, which is like a masterpiece. And she says like a butterfly, I transform, and she changes unapologetically, and I try to do so as well. As you know, people are expecting a certain thing when they first discover you, and they want that. They want you to stay that. And I cannot promise to stay and not evolve. I need to make mistakes in order to be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is this is what I'm choosing.
It's also interesting, like you said, because I feel like the audience now is smart. It's like we can feel when someone is real and authentic and honest, which goes back to what you were saying. It's like, it's when you are telling the truth, people know that. The audience can feel that in your music.
Mm-hmm.
Which is powerful. Okay, we got a couple more. You spent several years of your childhood outside of Israel with your family, meeting people from around the world. How has that affected your life in music? Oh, I love this next question too.
You already like the next question?
I got a glimpse. I looked. These are good.
The question about Nigeria is Nigeria gave so much to me as a kid. When I was a kid, we grew up in Ibadan, which is a big city in Nigeria. And I grew up there since from the age of 0. So I was an infant until I was 7. And I grew up in a neighborhood. And we went to an international school, which I was in a classroom with like 6 people, and every one of them was from a different place, from China and Nigeria and England. So physical differences wasn't a thing. I was very popular, and I was very, everyone was who he was. So when we came back to Israel, also this school is called IATA, and it's celebrated every culture in such a magnificent way. I was exposed not only to African music. I was exposed to Japanese music. I was exposed to the Beatles. I was exposed to so many other cultures, and it made my world very rich. And my first memories, who we know count the most, so vivid, and my music is very, very influenced by that, by the feelings of coming back to Israel and discovering with 40 kids in a classroom that you're the fat unibrow kid with the accent who's also very, very sensitive, and don't know what to do with that, and accepting that. Nigeria is my happy place. It's very personal and very it's like I guess when you look at me, it's like it's a weird thing to say, but it's like this is what I feel. Like this is where I grew up. This is the sounds. These are the colors and the tastes and the smells, and I wrote a whole album about it, which I can't wait for you all to hear.
And when is the album released? Can you tell us? I gotta ask.
I can't tell you that.
We almost had her. Another equally important question for you is, what's your favorite fruit that no one talks about? And I love this.
My favorite fruit?
Because we got some on the nails, but what's your favorite fruit?
That's my favorite fruit.
That no one talks about.
Cheetos. I don't know. I don't indulge in fruit. I really don't. Oh my God. There is like a berry that you can get only in the US, which is like a nature's wild berry, and you eat it, and then it turns like everything into sugar. Like everything's sour into...
Oh, what is it? A golden?
No, it's not goji berry. No, it's called miracle berry, and it has like a chemical in it called miraculin. I really, really studied that.
Oh my God, I've never...
I'm sorry, it is my favorite fruit. Okay,
We just hear berries.
It turns everything in your mouth, literally turns everything sour into sweet. It's like a magic trick.
Has anyone here had a miracle berry? Oh, we've got a group. Okay.
It's real.
Oh my God. Can we confirm?
It's real.
Oh my gosh, I'm from Georgia and I've never heard of a miracle berry. Okay, I need to do this.
It's a party trick. It's not nobody eats it more than once, except me.
Okay, Netta, let's do one more last question because I think we do have to wrap here in a second. Last one, I think this is an amazing one to end on, do you have any advice for young women like yourself?
Stay focused. Like I always I always remember the horses with the eye covers, and I wish I had some in my life, like that I could not see all and not hear all the comparisons and all the toxic energy around. I wish that I had it, and every day I try to remind myself how lucky and privileged I am to be who I am and to be surrounded by all these wonderful people that surrounded me. I looked at the that room today. You were with me, and there were so many people there that is joining my journey, and it's their journey too. I can't say thank you enough to them for being there. And
I love that. Yeah. Stay focused, be a head turner, treat yourself to some nice nails. That's my takeaway.
Thank you so
one
much,
more time
Emily.
for Netta? I just want to say thank you to everyone here. Of course, thank you to Netta, 92nd Street Y, all the team that makes this happen. This was amazing. Everyone go try Miracle Berries, I think, too, as well. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Netta.